Recently on YouTube, I've seen a lot of videos extolling the virtues of something called red light therapy. Now, I've spoken about red light therapy in a previous video, but I wanted to give an update on it because it seems to be becoming very popular. I wanted to discuss the evidence behind it and see if it really works. Is it worth it? Full disclosure, I have never tried red light therapy. I have no intentions of doing so. Uh, the reasons why will be apparent by the end of the video. Red light therapy is being pushed very strongly by people like Brian Johnson, who's a strange character, multimillionaire, who uses about 40 different therapies in an effort to live to 200. I did a previous video, thinks he's going to live to 200 years. Good luck on that. I did a previous video on him. He's a big advocate of red light therapy, and there's many others who swear by it. They say it increases, well, I'll get into some of the features of what it's supposed to do in a second. But red light therapy, it goes under different names. Sometimes it's called low-level laser light therapy, low-power laser therapy, non-thermal LED light, soft laser therapy, cold laser therapy, biostimulation, photonic stimulation, biomodulation, and phototherapy. Now, there's basically two kinds of red light therapy. You have red and near infrared light therapy. Red and near infrared light therapy. Like I say, the most common name for it is photomodulation, and it involves exposing the skin to low levels of wavelengths of red light, or NRI light, which stands for red and near infrared. The near and red infrared go much deeper into the skin. Red light therapy involves using light-emitting diodes or LEDs or lasers. Now, there has been quite a few studies on red light therapy, and the FDA has cleared some of these devices for specific uses. But there's a difference between the FDA, or the Food and Drug Administration, clearing the devices for use rather than approving them. And the FDA has not approved red light devices because the evidence is not solid enough to do so. Now, how does it work? Red light is believed to penetrate only 1 to 2 millimeters into the skin, while red and near infrared light can penetrate much deeper. After penetrating the skin, the light is absorbed by a specific copper-containing enzyme called cytochrome C oxidase that is involved in mitochondrial function, oxygen use, and energy production in cells. So this is the key. The key to why red light therapy might influence health is because it has supposedly a beneficial effect on mitochondria. The mitochondria are cigar-shaped organelles that lie outside the cell nucleus in the cytoplasm or the watery portions of cells. Mitochondria are the site of energy production as ATP or adenosine triphosphate, and also the site of fat oxidation, which is called beta oxidation. So you could say that the mitochondria are the powerhouses of the cell. As mitochondria die out, and they can die out for a number of reasons. A lot of it has to do with excess oxidation. A lack of physical activity causes, because the mitochondria, just like muscles in the brain, work on a use it and lose it basis. In other words, if you don't, since the mitochondria are involved in energy production and fat oxidation, if you're very sedentary, if you're not moving, if you do nothing more than lift a TV clicker to watch Netflix, as you get past 40, your mitochondria are going to check out. And even though there's thousands of mitochondria in each cell, the more energetic the tissue, the more mitochondria. So muscle has a lot of mitochondria. As they check out, the cell gradually loses its energy source, and then it goes into a situation called cell senescence, where the cell is not reproducing itself, but is secreting various noxious inflammatory factors, which are closely associated with rapid aging and degenerative disease. So, this is a long way of saying that the beneficial effects of red light therapy have to do with stimulating this enzyme called cytochrome C oxidase, which is a primary enzyme found in the mitochondria. Now there's a supplement, or It's actually not a supplement. It's an old drug. It's actually the oldest drug that I know of. It's called methylene blue. I don't remember whether I did a video on that or not, but methylene blue also stimulates that same enzyme in mitochondria, cytochrome C oxidase. And there's a school of theory that if you combine methylene blue with red light therapy, it increases the beneficial effects of both. Supposedly has tremendous effects on the mitochondria. However, I should also hasten to point out that you can actually increase mitochondria very cheaply without having to use any supplements or red light therapy, simply by exercise. In fact, if you exercise, like I say, muscles are among the most have the most concentrated mitochondria in the body, and when you work muscles, you create new mitochondria. It's called mitochondrial biogenesis. So all you have to do is exercise, and you'll help create new mitochondria. There's certain supplements that can speed the process, such as PQQ, coenzyme Q10. These are all mitochondrial nutrients that work in conjunction with exercise. But if improving mitochondrial function is your goal, you don't need to use red light therapy. The thing about what are some of the benefits of red light therapy? Oh, by the way, this is what I meant to say also. The really cheapest way to get free, completely free red light therapy is just to go out in the sun, because there's an infrared spectrum of light emitted by the sun that gives you just about the same spectrum of light that's produced by these devices, and it doesn't cost you a penny. Of course, you don't want to stay in the sun too long, maybe 15 to 20 minutes maximum. That'll give you the maximum amount of vitamin D synthesis, and it'll also give you the benefits of the infrared light spectrum emitted by the sun. Any more than that, you start to get into a dangerous situation where you could cause DNA damage in the skin, which, if you stay in the sun for a long time or excess exposure to UV light, you can eventually possibly cause skin cancer. So what are the supposed health benefits of red light therapy? Well, first of all, let's talk about how did the interest in red light therapy start. Well, it turns out the NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Commission, they began experimenting with red light therapy on plant growth in space, and also to help heal wounds in astronauts. Both of them proved to be successful experiments. Red light therapy seemed to accelerate plant growth, also speeded the healing of wounds. So it kind of trickled down into the public and also medicine. Red light therapy has been medically accepted for its use in photodynamic therapy. In this therapy, low power red light is used to activate a photosensitive drug that reacts to the red light therapy. This interaction causes a chemical reaction that destroys cells. It's also used to treat skin conditions such as skin cancer, psoriasis, acne, and warts, and other types of cancer. Regarding acne, the American Academy of Dermatology has stated in an official statement that there's not enough information available to develop a recommendation on the use of red light therapy or red light therapy combined with blue light, infrared light emitting diode, or red light in combination with certain acne treatments. The reason they did this is because there's quite a few YouTube videos suggesting that red light therapy can cure acne. Red light has been shown to increase the release of anti-inflammatory proteins from white blood cells, and also promotes the growth of fibroblasts, which is a type of skin cell that produces connective tissue, including collagen, which is important for skin health. And preliminary clinical research suggests that using a portable red light therapy device for 15 minutes twice daily reduced the count of inflammatory and non-inflammatory acne lesions compared to no treatment. But a more recent analysis of data from 13 clinical studies involving 422 people with an age range of 12 to 54 who had moderate to severe acne found that red light therapy, either used alone or with blue light, upon exposure, did not significantly reduce the number of non-inflammatory or inflammatory lesions. In other words, it didn't work. What about reducing skin age? And this is the reason why this guy, Brian Johnson, uses various red light therapy. He uses it every day. He thinks it's going to reduce his skin aging. There's a couple of devices that have claimed to reduce the aging process by promoting cellular repair and increasing the production of collagen and elastin, which are the two primary skin proteins. There was one particular company produced a small clinical study that they paid for, showing that using red light therapy for 10 minutes 3 times a week for a month improves smoothness of the skin by 39%, scaling by 29%, reduced number of wrinkles by 38%, increased elasticity by 29%, and skin hydration by 19% at 1 week after the treatment ended. There was the study did not include a placebo control group, which is actually important to prove any real benefits, and also the fact that this study was completely paid for and put together by a company that sells red light face masks makes it a little bit doubtful. It's never been replicated by independent studies. There's some studies that show that red light therapy might help cold sores induced by herpes simplex viruses. There was a couple of studies that did show that it seemed to help speed the healing of cold sores, but there's not enough really research to definitely prove it. Another popular use of red light therapy is that for hair loss, to treat hair loss. Red light therapy may modestly increase hair growth and hair density in people with mild to moderate male pattern baldness. It also seems to improve the outcome of improving hair growth when you use topical minoxidil, which is one of the approved drugs to treat baldness and possibly stimulate hair growth. But the studies that show that red light therapy does do this, in other words, does favorably influence hair loss, again, has been entirely company funded. So you always have to have a degree of skepticism by studies that are paid for by companies that are selling devices, because they obviously have a lot to gain if people believe those studies. There's some indication that red light therapy might be helpful for reducing joint pain, osteoarthritis, but there's really no solid evidence for that either. Other studies say, as far as brain health, a study among 25 healthy adults in average age 61 showed that near-infrared therapy using light-emitting diodes placed on the scalp and in the nose, providing a certain dose for 2 20-minute sessions prior to cognitive testing, slightly improved memory by 2.3 points out of 26 points compared to baseline, but there was no significant improvement in attention, fluency, language, or visuospatial processing. And again, the study showed no placebo group at all. And again, it was a company-sponsored studies. What are the problems that can happen with red light therapy? In cases of red light therapy for acne, sometimes people combine it with medication that unfortunately has a photosensitive effect. In other words, it increases the negative effects of light on the skin. When people have used these medications with red light therapy, they've experienced mild skin irritation, redness, drying, stinging, and you have to use protective eye equipment when using red light therapy to avoid eye irritation, glare, or injury. You got to be careful of photosynthesizing medications that will increase the intensity of the red light therapy, cause skin problems. If you're taking any kind of steroid medication, not anabolic steroid, but cortisol-like medications, while you're using red light therapy, it'll reduce or inhibit the anti-inflammatory effects of red light therapy. There's no information about how red light therapy affects children. And like I say, the red light therapy, the way it's supposed to work in skin health, is to stimulate collagen production, which gives skin its structure, strength, and elasticity. Improve fibroblast production, which makes collagen, and increases blood circulation to tissue, and reduces inflammation in cells. What are the skin conditions that red light therapy can help? Possibly improve wound healing, reduce stretch marks, reduce wrinkles, fine lines, and age spots, improve facial texture, improve psoriasis, rosacea, and eczema, improve sun-damaged skin. That's the reason why Johnson uses it. And possibly, I mentioned about the hair growth. It might help acne. Experts who've looked at red light therapy say they don't really know if it's effective for all these claim uses. The studies that have appeared show potential for certain conditions, but more studies need to be conducted. The truth of the matter is that there is not enough solid evidence. And by the way, red light therapy is not covered by insurance. So any type of red light therapy you choose to buy, and some of them are several $100s. They're expensive. You need regular treatments. It's not going to work with just one treatment. Everybody's skin varies in their response to red light therapy. So I think that's about it for red light therapy. And I stated at the beginning of this video, I myself haven't tried red light therapy because before I posted my previous video on red light therapy, I researched red light therapy, and I just wasn't impressed with the research. It might be useful, but I'm not really that impressed with the research to go as far as to purchase a red light therapy device, and especially considering that if you look at the main mechanism of how red light therapy produces its beneficial effects by increasing mitochondria, you can increase mitochondria in so many other ways that don't cost anything, such as, like I say, exercise, or using much less expensive supplements, including if you want to try methylene blue, which stimulates the same enzyme that's stimulated by red light therapy without having to use any devices. So, because of those reasons, I have chosen, and I'm not saying I'll never try it, but right now it's not in my armamentarium of health devices. Let's put it that way. So that's about it for red light therapy. I don't think it's really that dangerous unless you expose yourself too much to it, or like I say, if you use photosensitizing drugs along with it, it'll be like increasing the intensity of the light on your skin like 10 times more than normal. You can get some burns and actually get skin damage. So I'll leave it at that. If you want more information on nutrition, exercise science, anti-aging research, ergogenic age hormone therapy, supplement science, which supplements work, which ones don't, I will tell you the truth, and applied metabolics, because I'm not associated with any supplement company, and I'm going to just lay it out 100% truth. Unlike a lot of YouTube, I think they call themselves creators, which I always get a kick out of, by the way. Just a little tangential remark here. I mean, these people call themselves YouTube creators. When I think of a creator, for some reason I picture Dr. Frankenstein creating his monster and putting lightning bolts through him. I don't, what is this YouTube creator crap? Anyway, but that's what they call themselves. But a lot of these guys, especially some of these guys have MDs and PhDs. They have advanced degrees. Some of them have like 1 million followers. That's another one that gets me, followers. For some reason, that sounds like a cult to me, followers. But anyway, there's one guy in particular who I was startled to find out. This guy's very popular. I don't want to mention his name. I'm not even going to mention his degree. But this guy actually has, are you ready for this? This guy has 25 supplement sponsors and health device sponsors. 25, and they pay him money each month. He's making a fortune off these people. You're really going to trust a guy like that who's being on the payroll of 25 companies? Forget his stinking PhD. What difference does it make? The guy's he's paid off. And there's another guy who has an MD degree who I get a kick out of this guy because he likes to talk about male pattern baldness, and he's as bald as a cue ball. I mean, really, seriously, you're going to listen to a guy talk about hair loss remedies who doesn't have a hair in his head. And this guy also is sponsored by about 15 different companies. I'm not sponsored by any companies. So whatever you hear in my videos or whatever you read in my Applied Metabolics is the 100% truth. So subscribe today. It's www.appliedmetabolics.com. When you subscribe, send me an email. I'll send you an invitation to join my private Applied Metabolics Facebook page, where each day I post new information on nutrition, exercise, and general health and medicine. I have an email portal on my Applied Metabolics webpage where current subscribers only can send me short questions about anything they read in Applied Metabolics or anything that comes to mind related to nutrition, exercise, and I will answer their question as an appreciation for their subscription to Applied Metabolics. This only applies to current subscribers. By the way, the topics that I cover in Applied Metabolics are not the stuff you're going to see in videos or in blogs. It's kind of off-the-road stuff. It's stuff that you probably will never find anywhere else. One problem with other digital publications is a lot of the people that write them are, former graduate students or whatever. They're used to writing dissertations. They don't know how to write for the public. They've never been professional writers. I've been a professional writer for half a century. I know how to write for the public. I wrote for bodybuilding magazines as an editor and freelance writer for over about 30 years. So I know how to write for the public. Applied Metabolics is very easily understood, and you learn a lot. I guarantee you there's topics that I cover in Applied Metabolics that can literally save you thousands of dollars and actually even save your life, because I bust a lot of the myths that people believe from listening to some of these bullshit videos and blogs that mislead people with false health information. So again, www.appliedmetabolics.com. And I think that's all I'll say here. I was going to say something else, but I don't remember. Maybe I'll remember in the next video. But I'll end as I always am. If you want to have the best friend you'll ever have, go get yourself a dog. There's a dog on the way for me very soon. When I get my dog, I'll introduce him to you in the videos. And also, if you like my videos, by the way, if you think they're of value and you notice that I haven't pushed any products, I talked about red light therapy, but I could have mentioned a couple of products. I didn't. The reason I didn't is because I'm not a shill for these companies. I'm not on their payroll, and I'm not here to make them money. So all I did is give you the basic known factual information, and that's what I do in all my videos. I post a new video every Tuesday. It's free to subscribe, so please subscribe. And if you know other people that want 100% truth with no nonsense, people, these cartoons and little videos of people laughing and nonsense. If you want 100% truth, factual truth, tell them about my YouTube channel, please, and also tell them about my Applied Metabolics. I guarantee you will learn something in every issue of Applied Metabolics. I don't care what your level of education is. I don't care if you have 5 PhDs and 20 MDs. You will learn from every issue of Applied Metabolics, and you can apply it to your own life. So take care. Thank you for listening.